Happy Fierce Female Friday. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Pull up a chair, circle up. It is Friday at 2 p.m. Who is here with us?
Me.
Smarty Pants Sarah. We always love for you to share with us where you are watching from. So as everyone is pulling up a chair, drop in the comments where in the world you are today. And yeah, let us know. As you can tell, I'm in a different location. I am actually house sitting for my sister. She lives in Forestville, California. So for those of you who know SoCo, you know Sonoma County. It is a lovely little house, and it has more plants, like 10 times more plants than humans. And so for those of you with green thumbs, you'd be in heaven. For those of you who don't have green thumbs, you would be frightened here. Oh, goodness. Let's see. How about we do dealer's choice today for the link, Sarah?
I thought you were going to say deal or no deal.
Oh, no. Who does that show?
Howie Nave, right? Not Howie Nave. What is his name?
Howie Mandel.
Howie, here you go.
I knew there was a Howie somewhere.
Some Howie somewhere. No, dealer's choice. Where do you love for people to connect with? A combination of LinkedIn and Instagram, your Facebook profile, but where do you want us to connect with you? Where are you looking to gain some followers? Drop that link into the chat so that we can all support each other. Oh, I love seeing there's people from Sacramento, Fresno. Oh, Fresno from the messy office, Ms. Sabrina.
I'm the only one ever from Fresno.
Oh, we need to fix that.
Yes.
Okay, Burbank, Glendale, ooh, Bay Area, Irvine, OC.
We have somebody from Colorado.
Yeah, hey, Bethany. Thank you for joining us. All right. Oh, I love it. Thank you for, again, drop in wherever you want to connect with people. Where are you looking to hit that special number of followers so that you get the magical whatever the social media company is holding from you? I tell you, I hate that they do that, but that's another day. That's another story for another day. All right, so let's get this show kicked off. Are you all ready? Welcome again. Welcome. I am Deborah Trapin. I am one of the leaders of the Woman Up movement here for the California Association of Realtors. This is my favorite consulting gig. It really is. This Fridays bring me so much joy. And of course, every Wednesday is Woman Up Wednesday. It's sprinkled throughout my week. So I'm so happy to be around the table with all of you today. We love hearing your ideas. As you know, every year we ask you to tell us what you want us to talk about in the coming up year. And we almost have 500 votes. That's pretty darn good. So I would love to hit 500. If we're going to talk about numbers, I'd love to hit that. So if you have not hopped over to the Facebook group, drop your vote on the poll. We have some phenomenal topics, like amazing topics. It is going to be an interesting day when we sticky note and put those on the individual months, because woof, I think it'll be an amazing book if we could write that book. So make sure you hop on over to the Facebook group, share your voice. Also, so next week, first of all, there's no show next week because we're all going to be around our tables in our homes or with friends or family. Hopefully naming off all of the wonderful things we're grateful and thankful for. So there won't be a show. However, we talked last night and we're going to do a Black Friday sale in the swag shop.
I love a sale. Who doesn't shop on Black Friday?
Yeah.
I don't, but I could do online shopping.
Yes.
I'll happily shop.
Swag.
The everyone from your babes to your office mates to the upcoming leaders in your offices, like just check that list off with some sassy woman up swag. Watch for the emails. The promo code will be in there, all the, all the goodies. And of course, when you check things off your list and you can say you're moving the movement forward, how cool is that? Right? Like,
And can I just say, like, everyone loves the Woman Up t-shirts and cups, like the swag, because I get accosted at the airport, like, where'd you get that t-shirt?
I've now started carrying a pad of stickers with me because I have the Woman Up sticker on my suitcase. And they're like, oh, where'd you get that? I'm like, here you go. And I always give them one more to pay it forward. It's groovy. It's groovy. So make sure you head on over, check your emails starting next week for that information about the Black Friday. One more time, no show next week, 12/2 at 2 p.m. Leslie's back with her final Coffee and Conversations of 2022, and it is going to be a doozy. So stay tuned for details on that. Sarah, what's going on over in your corner?
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Sudachan, Senior Vice President of Strategy and Engagement for the California Association of Realtors. Also one of the co-founders of this very thing, Woman Up, and very proud of that. I don't have much to report, but I will say that the team here at CAR is in full planning mode for not only Woman Up, but for our broker and manager events throughout the year. We have a every other Friday town hall. We tried to make those, through COVID, they were every Friday at 11. Like, it was our time together to commiserate, to ask questions, to work with each other. And we dropped it down to every other week, and we try to make it even, well, maybe we're meeting too much, maybe once a month. And the feedback was overwhelming. Please keep it every other week. It's the perfect time for us to get together and ask questions. If you are a California broker, manager, executive, risk manager, anything in brokerage, let me know. We have these. We have them all scheduled out for 2023. It's going to be it is a great, and Sabrina and Kama are on these calls every time we meet. It is a great way to tap into the amazing brain trust that we have in the brokerage community in California, period.
I love that word, brain trust.
Yes, it is. So Sarah S at car.org. If you are not already on these or get my emails, please sign up because we want you there. And then one other exciting thing we are doing in 2023 is we're launching a broker idea exchange forum as a part of our CAR board of directors meetings. And so shout out to Nikki Copa, who's often on these calls and also on our Friday calls. She is the risk manager, like everything at C21 down in San Diego. She's the vice chair, also Michael Gordon, and then Mark Peterson is the chair. We're going to have some great stuff headed your way during our 3 business meetings of the year. So stay tuned for that. And with that, I'd love to pass it back to Deborah and let's get this party started.
Awesome. All right. So I'm certain if I were to say this in person, are you all ready? I would hear you going, yes. So let's do this. We are talking about building a purpose-filled business, and an intentional purpose-filled business is really the intersection of focusing our energy, our life's work, our passion, and our purpose. We around here believe that we're born with this inherent set of skills and gifts and tendencies that make us brilliantly unique, right? I mean, look around this table, look at the uniqueness. It's so beautiful. Our life experiences really do sharpen, sculpt, and shape us to contribute to this world in a capacity only we can fill. On the journey to enlightened entrepreneurship and leadership, we can align that soul purpose that we're going to be hearing about today and our natural talents and weave it all into our business, right? So that the work we do and how we make a living feels very, very aligned. During the session today, we are going to explore what it looks like to look at your company through a purpose-filled lens and share wisdom, advice, experience that will help you make the changes needed to strengthen and intentionally grow your business in 2023 and beyond. Very excited. Welcome.
Welcome. Well, first of all, I love all of these women on our Friday stage, but I want everybody to have a proper introduction. So if you all would, before we dig into the meat and potatoes, would you please introduce yourselves? Let's start with you, Kama.
Hello, everyone. Kama Burton, broker owner of CMB Realty Services.
Awesome. Tammy, that was
Hi.
quick, Kama.
Hi, Tammy Bonnell, co-chair for Exit Realty Core International. I definitely think my purpose is finding what the talent is in someone and showing them who they can become.
Awesome. And we are dropping the links to each of our panelists today, to their LinkedIn profile. Check them out. They are amazing at what they do. And so they are being a little humble, but we want you to read through all of their bios. Sabrina, welcome.
Hi, Sabrina Brown. I am the broker owner of Brown and Brown Real Estate. If you can't tell, I love all things pink. I think there's power in pink. That's what I'm going to say there. And I think that women are just a force to be reckoned with when it comes to real estate. And we are sometimes overlooked. So I think our brokerage is really driven to encourage and promote women in not only leadership, but in the real estate industry as a whole.
I love that. And also something very important on your resume is that you are the current president of Women's Council California, baby.
I am, and I'm super excited about that. So once again, just empowering women to really take their place in this industry. So I'm really excited to be on this call with all the ladies here. Especially Tammy, like I stalk her.
I'm not the only one.
She embodies all of that I strive to be. So I'm really excited to be on here with her. So.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, Sabrina. Keely, welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Keely Robeck, broker owner of Core Realty in Lake Tahoe. I am a new brokerage in town, and I'm super excited to learn from all of these lovely ladies, as well as share some of my wisdom. Sabrina, I think that we need to get you to have this accent wall that Kama's got going on, and we'll just do it a hot pink behind you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, one last thing. I do use my LinkedIn. It's in the chat. It's very sporadic, but I use my Instagram and my Facebook a lot more. So I talk to everybody through that more than I do on LinkedIn. So
yeah, awesome. And I echo Sarah in that we have some truly magnificent leaders with lots of amazing experience and stories, and they are being modest. So we will sprinkle some of that throughout the day for all of you. I would love to start with talking about how each of you has actually built a purpose-filled business. Sabrina, you said, "Oh gosh, I'm so excited to hear Tammy's story," because you've heard her speak on stages. You know that her heart for others. The same thing can be said of all of you. All of you are inspiring other women to step up and into their boldest self. So let's start with Tammy. Could you tell us how, you run a major organization, and we hear so often, oh, it's so hard to keep purpose in a large organization. It only works when you're small, but you have proved that to be a false narrative. So tell us how you built a purpose-filled business over at Exit.
Well, I think that one of the things, and this is for anybody that's just thinking of just getting started, all the way to people that have a large corporation, if you can start with knowing what you want and why you want it, And then when you're building your company, you build your company with your mission statement in mind. And so if it's already built into the core of your company, if it's built into the foundation, it starts to spread forward. So we believe strongly in being good corporate citizens. So money from every transaction goes to charity. And that in turn, it's called the spirit of exit, so that every office, they can individualize it, right? So that's how you can do it on a larger scale. They can pick their purpose, their mission, what's more important to their community or to their heart, and then we'll match the funds. And that way we can touch more lives and more communities. But better than that, it creates this really strong culture where they are. But I think when you put that mission statement together first, that's incredibly important. The second piece of the puzzle, though, is that you really need to live that mission statement. And I'll make it as short and sweet as possible because I don't want it to be an infomercial, but our entire organization was built on human potential. And so every time anything happens, major or minor, we have to really look back and say, does that touch our mission statement? Does that really connect with our why? And so when we were in the worst recession since the Depression, this company was built in Canada, and Canada has the best banking system in the world. The recession here, there were an awful lot of people underwater with their homes. So there were a lot of short sales and foreclosures. And in Canada, they thought all those closings were going to happen. And so we were going to run out of money around 2010. And I had a call with the chief, the founder and chairman. I don't know where that echo, and myself, and we spoke about literally, all right, who are we as a company? And we determined that we were not going to lay anybody off, that the people were too important, the human element was too important, and that we were going to outsell and outthink our way out of the recession, and that the only people that were going to take a hit and pay were people in leadership. And when we followed through and did that, when the pandemic hit, same thing, living your mission statement, we said, we're not going to lay anybody off. Us as leaders are responsible for the growth of the company. So we'll take a hit and pay if something happens. But magic happened. And this is something that my advice to everyone that owns a business or is thinking of owning a business or has a team, or even you as a leader, as an agent, when you live your mission statement and you're so true to that, then people develop an extreme trust in you. And that trust helps your business to grow exponentially, but it also helps you to grow exponentially. So when we reached out to everybody, when we were in lockdown, every single person, including the people that answer the phone, reached out and said, how can I help? How can I help? How can I add value? What can I do to make a difference? And they all became part of the solution because they already had trust in us. And you grow when you're in an environment that feels safe and feels trust. And so much of that has to do with that mission. In a book, I'll suggest that if you haven't totally fine-tuned your mission and your mission statement, read The Dream Manager, so that you can really, and for all of your agents, for them to help find their why, it's a great book. Start with why is too, but The Dream Manager really gets you go a little bit further internally into your heart and into your soul.
I love that. And The Dream Manager is more like parable, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a little bit easier to consume, I think, and then some of the super heady, like multi-page business books. This like really paints a beautiful picture.
And it shares stories so that you can relate, that there's actual people here that are sharing their stories, so that you realize no dream is unrealistic, and it doesn't matter what your dream is. You can attach it to your business somehow.
That's so good. Well, it's something that you said before we move forward. When Sarah and Leslie and I started the Leading Through Crisis when the pandemic first hit in early 2020, we kind of went into this mode of what do we need? What do we need to do as leaders? What do we need to do right now? Like, as everything was shifting and it was like quicksand, right? We didn't know what was going to happen next. And one of the most consistent pieces of advice that we heard on the show was reach out to your people.
Right.
And Tammy, this idea of how can I help? How are you doing right now? Like, this is a great time to do it. Over the next week, we're walking into Thanksgiving week. And, Thanksgiving has taken a shift for a lot of people, right? How we celebrate that has changed, but the idea of being thankful for each other certainly hasn't. So it's a great time to touch base as things are changing. I love that advice. So good. Thank you. Sabrina, how about you? I see you like smiling and nodding. You're like,
Because I mean, I just agree with Tammy. I mean, but I want to kind of build upon that, and it's know your people. You
Mhm.
know, sometimes, you know, when they walk in the office, if they don't have the same demeanor and you are able to tell that, you know, something is off, to be able to have that conversation with them means a lot. And so, and when I mean know your people too, it's like when you're building your office, you want to know who you're bringing in. Are they aligned to what your mission is? Are they aligned to what your beliefs are? You really want to have this synergy and alignment with everybody that's around you, because that is a representation not only of you but of the company. You know, every person is an extension of you, and we think about that when we talk about the people we do business with, the lenders we do business with, the home inspectors we do business with. Those are all extensions of us. And so we want to make sure that they're aligned with our mission, with our vision, and what we want people, when people talk about us, what's the one word that you want them to say when they talk about you? And I want people, when they talk about Brown and Brown real estate, I want them to say that they care and that they're going to do the best job possible for me. And so we do truly focus on new agents. All the agents that come into this office are new, because I'm really vested in them being successful. And then the other thing is first-time home buyers. And a lot of times people don't want to work with first-time home buyers because they do need a little more hand-holding. They might take a little bit longer to get through the process. But I will tell you that if you get a person in their first home, that is the most rewarding thing that you will ever experience in your real estate career. You know, because it's not, you know, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how many people you take care of, because the other will come after. As long as you take care of your people, the money will come after that. So I think really having people that are aligned of doing the best thing, doing what's right, and actually caring about the job that they're doing. So.
I love that. So do you have a tip or two for how you find out if a new agent coming into your company is aligned?
One of the things, well, one is just having that one-on-one conversation. And we also do, there's this, it's a personality profile. And
The
it's by
color.
color.
Yes.
Yeah, we use that, and just to kind of see where they're coming from. You know, you could kind of tell from that if they're going to be a good fit, and just by their answers. So I think just doing that assessment is very key. It's not going to be 100%, but it's somewhere to start. And you need to take the assessment yourself so you can see how you are, how you work, and how others are going to see you as well. That's kind of eye-opening, because those things reveal things about yourself that you didn't know. So I took the DISC. So in my DISC profile, I'll switch because there's a couple, but my DISC profile, I'm a S and I'm a C. So that means that I'm supportive and I like compliance. Well, I'm a higher C than an S. So I'm really about that compliance. And I didn't realize that. And now I understand why I'm always like, no, you can't do that. No, it needs to be this way. And so, you know, but it's good for the agents to know that when I'm coming, you know, to them, it's from a place of love, and it's from a place of where that's just my personality. I want things to be right. And in this industry, guess what? We need things to be right, right? We need things to align, because we take on a lot of liability as brokers. So a big component of our business is compliance. So I think that's perfect for me. But I love the S's that come in, because that means they're very supportive. We have a lot of S's in the office. I have a few D's. They run me. I will tell you, they run me wild. But and you know, that means they're dominant. And so, and that's okay too, because we need a little bit of everybody, you know, to balance things out. And so having a good balance of people makes a difference too. You can't all be S's, you can't all be C's, you can't all be I's. You need a combination of people to be well-rounded. That's how you're going to grow and feed off of each other. I believe in teamwork and collaboration. and we all have something to contribute. And I learn something new from every person I meet. Everybody has something to contribute. And if you look at it as that, when you meet someone new, that you're coming from a place of learning, you will be able to service your clients much better, service your agents much better.
I love
You know,
that.
Sabrina, real quick, just I posted a link in the chat about the one that we did at CAR, like we did for staff. But if you have one, just share it with us or with the in the chat.
Okay.
Because it might,
Okay.
there's several different color personality tests and several free ones online. So there, just Google that too. You can do that.
Yeah. And I would say that when you look at those assessments, don't let the assessment limit you either.
Yeah.
I took a assessment with a group of leaders. It was a leadership class, and I was the only one that was not a D in the class. And so that made me a little uncomfortable. I thought, oh, well, I need to be a D to be a leader. You don't. You
That's
don't. So.
Well, something that you said that I really want to put a highlighter around and just make it look like sunshine is knowing yourself, right? And not only knowing yourself, Sabrina, but then telling your people. So when I do this, here is where it's coming from. And I'm here to balance out all of you high D, high I's. Like we're going to work really well together in the sandbox. And that is so powerful because it's understanding not only your people, but truly understanding and communicating who you are to others, not keeping it a secret. That's pure gold. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Keely, how about you? How have you built a purpose-filled organization?
So I think a lot of it, I align with Sabrina with that. I'm curious if I would be an SNSC as well. I haven't done that test. But taking care of my people and the money will follow. I tell every single one, every new agent that I come across to not count their commission, because it's not about that. And if that's what it's about, you're going to fail in this business, because you need to be passionate and have something about real estate that you really love. I loved the brokerage that I was with prior to starting my own brokerage. They changed a little bit. They got bigger, just wasn't for me. And that's where I kind of just started to think about, well, what do I want? What changed? What am I lacking? And a lot of that for me was, it started to become not about the clients, and it was started to be about the agents. And I was like, that doesn't seem right to me. So my whole thing is I do a riff on core are my initials, KOR. But it's all about the core of the transaction is you. It's about my clients. It's about everyone else. It's not about me. Shouldn't be about me. It's not my money that's buying this house. It's not my family that's moving in. And so I've really, really pushed that out to everybody. I've been very fortunate that with starting your own brokerage, you make a little bit more money. And so I've also started first-time home buyer programs within my brokerage. I give $1,000 credit to any first-time home buyer, and I've partnered with lenders who do the same. So a first-time home buyer gets $2,000 that they get to use somewhere else now, home improvements or whatever else. And I do that also with veterans because my dad is a vet, and that's really near and dear to my heart. So I do vets and first-time home buyers, and I just anything that I can do personally to help somebody else out to be a first-time home buyer or be a buyer in general is huge. I am a millennial through and through, and so I am one of those people that saw the recession, but there's no way I could pay for a house when I was a junior in high school. So seeing all of my friends now struggling, and their biggest qualm is I don't have the cash to buy a house, and then being able to teach them that you don't need 20% down, and having that conversation and just bringing it back to the core of everything that I do is for somebody else has been huge in my business.
I love that. I love that you're talking about bringing your peers to your table, right? And the people that are important to you, the heartstrings that you feel connected to veterans. Again, that's very purpose filled, right? And so for everyone who's listening in, like, this is where it meets our business, right? When you're passionate about seeing your peers buy homes, when you're passionate about getting more vets into homes, this is how those foundational blocks start to show up very naturally. You're hearing it just flow from these leaders because it's their heart's message, right? So it's really, if you're thinking, how am I going to do this? It's sit with yourself for a while and ask yourself, what is important to me? Who is important to me, right?
And I started a lot with my local association first and foremost. I became the community involvement chair because that was my background, was with nonprofits, and unfortunately I can't live off of a nonprofit salary, so I changed careers, but it didn't stop me from wanting to be part of that nonprofit life and style. I still do everything that I can to give back, and whether it is for a first-time home buyer, a vet, or even the Boys and Girls Club in my town. Just giving back is something huge. And I do require all of my agents to do the same. And so I don't have like my test is, hey, you have to sign this contract. And this contract, it says you're going to give $1,000 to any first-time home buyer, and you're going to give time or money to community involvement. If you are not willing to do that, then this isn't the brokerage for you. And that's fine. You can go find another brokerage that aligns with.
See, right up front.
Yeah.
Don't hide it, in other words, right? Like shine your light bright, and the right people will find that, the people you're meant to do business with. I love it. All right, Kama, bring us home. What are you doing over at CMB? I mean, you are just on fire. You just celebrated 2 years. How did you put your purpose-filled business plan together? What did that look like?
Well, for me, education has always been important, and being able to empower and inspire others to go after their real estate dream, whatever it is. So I brought that in. Our mission statement is actually empower, inspire, educate. And it's something that I wanted to be able to give to my agents, and my agents be able to give to their clients and those that they serve. So what I did was I knew that real estate is where my heart is, and my passion for people to understand how real estate has changed lives, just in all types of ways, whether you're a realtor or if you're a consumer through generational wealth and things like that, and just being an agent, by being able to help that person who never thought that home ownership was even possible, making it possible. So I was able to take all of the offices, and I tell people I've literally moved 10 times in almost 15 years, 10 different brokerages, well, maybe 7 different brokerages, but I left 10 times, went to one like 3 times, whatever. And so just the stuff that I did not get from them, I was able to bring it all together and bring it into my office. And now it makes me feel good and feel like I'm living my life purpose, because I'm able to share information that I hear. Like I'm like boots on the ground, right? Going to the meetings and trainings and different things at the local, state, and national level. And when my agents can't do it, at least I can bring it back to them. That way they're without excuse. So just being able to educate, that has just been, I realize everything I do is all about education. Everything I do is about education, because when you're not educated about things, it's very hard to be inspired or even be empowered to do anything if you don't know what to do, where to start, and how to do it. So even in our infancy stages, we are, we're starting off, we're things are slow in some areas, but I will tell you, just the power that we have of learning together has just been just powerful, and making me feel like and know that when I walk in my office that I am doing what I am supposed to be doing by helping build other realtors to become potential brokers or whatever it is that they plan on doing within real estate investing. So for me, it's been all about education, giving back what I felt like I didn't have at some point in time.
So beautiful. And not only educating agents and the real estate industry, you're actually educating and inspiring young girls.
Yes.
You want to take a moment to talk about Loving Me First?
Sure. So I have my nonprofit. It's called Love Me First. From there, I built a girls club, or started a girls club, where we mentor young girls on how to build self-esteem and for them to pursue their passion despite whatever obstacles they go through. There's a lot of times people feel like kids don't go through anything, and I will tell you the stories that I hear, the look on the eyes, the way that the energy that I feel sometimes with the girls walking through the door. They go through more than what you think, and all of the stuff that one may be dealing with at home with a spouse or a partner or what have you. Sometimes, a lot of times, your child feels that, or your whoever it is that you're raising, or whoever's in that household, they feel that, and then they have to take that to school and have to have that burden of, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with this at home, but then I'm supposed to be like this at school and on campus and in the classroom. And so what we do, and when I say we, my daughter, Cheyenne, she is absolutely phenomenal. So my daughter, and I thank God for her, she has the same passion as I do. So when I can't be there, she is there helping and mentoring and influencing the girls. We talk literally, like I was in Florida, then I just came back from Sacramento, staffing yesterday from training, and my daughter calls me after every session. Mom, this is what happened, and this is how I worked it out, or this is what I feel we need to do, and this is what's happening. So we are like like-kind spirits, where we have a heart for these girls, and we want them to know that if no one, we tell them all the time, if nobody believes in you, we do. We tell them we love them and we care, because they don't hear that. Some kids have never heard the words, I love you. Sometimes they haven't even heard the words congratulations or good job or you did well. It's the things that just happen. So anyway, I'm able to, and we are able to inspire young girls, and we put on events in the community every year. We just did our 7th annual girls conference. We are already gearing up for our 8th annual next year. And we do things, and the office I'm in now, we moved in September, and I have now the door with all my cards on it. That door actually goes into a room where I'm going to be able to facilitate workshops for young girls in there, and be able to help bring kids into the community that can't go into the schools, because I'm contracted through the schools, so they can't take everyone. So we're doing some things to help really build, because the children literally are our future. So being able to empower and inspire them, as we're growing and going through this thing we call life, it's just been, it's just very heartfelt for me, and I absolutely love it.
Well, it's shining through this Zoom call, and I've had conversations about this with you in person, and I think what it boils down to is each and every one of these leaders, it's authentic, right? It bleeds what you're doing for your own, personal growth and purpose leads into your business. And I'd love to hear how that's actually helped your business. And I know that what I'm feeling, I know that it's through and through in your hearts and in your hearts of hearts. But we also want to hear how it's bled into growth and success in your business. So let's start with you, why not?
Well, you know what? I will say this. I got to mention this. So myself and Sabrina, we're really huge on educating, and really big on first-time agents new to the office, and trying to really understand real estate. And we have conversations about this all the time, because she's my mentor as well in this brokerage life. This brokerage life, no joke. But she is my ear, my shoulder, my everything, my tissue, my everything. She gets it all. But we actually just got our final approval for our real estate school that is officially launched. It's called Pure Real Estate School. And we started this school so that we can have an opportunity to educate others within our real estate community. So that's how passionate we are about real estate, and how much we love it, and how much we love to love our people coming in so they can be educated. And we're working on some things to do our marketing and all that kind of stuff. But what's happening is that with the things that we do within the community, the things that I do, that I'm purposed to do, it actually brings and draws people to me, where I get business from it. I don't do community for the business. The business just comes along with it because, of course, people are following you, and you have to be a genuine person and very authentic on your social media postings. When you meet people, be who you are, because they want to know who you are and who they're working with. Because I can't be this, loving people here, helping them, and then I'm on the street cussing people out. Can't do that. So I have to be genuine and authentic. And so what happens is it just comes right back into my business. It brings clients. It brings, I have received so many like donations and just free people want to give me tips and tools and items and things, just because I know that I'm walking in my purpose. My purpose is to help others, and I believe that because it's better to give than to receive, because if you're always giving, then you're always going to be on the receiving end somehow, some way. And someone is always looking out for you when you don't think they're looking out for you. So it's just one of those things that just continues to come back full circle, when you just give. And it's a blessing, because I call people and I've spoken to people and people have reached out to me. How's your brokerage going? Do you need anything? What can we do to help? It's a beautiful thing that I've been able to have, especially since I've been a broker, to have so many other people not feeling like we're in competition and not wanting to give. So it's definitely come back to me, and I continue to try to give as much of me, and other people, they tend to give me as much of them. So it's just been a great.
And then that giving pays you back tenfold, right?
Oh.
And I know that that's not why you do it, but it does. It's the law of the world, right? Like you must see that as a gift in return. And what I also noticed in what you were saying, is it's really about knowing what that purpose is. It's about and relaying who you are, who you are truly and authentically.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of what we can provide as a Woman Up stage or a platform, is the women on our stages have been their true selves. They're not wearing this like shoulder pads, I need to be like a dude mask, right? And that's coming through loud and clear. So,
and can I just say one thing? I would encourage those of you all that are trying to still figure out your purpose. Like we're at the end of the year, take some time out to really discover where you're supposed to be in this industry. Kill all the noise that's around you, because there's a lot happening, a lot going on. I got a ton of stuff happening in my life right now personally. However, find that time to figure that out, and don't feel like you have to be all things to all people.
yeah.
Be true to you and find you, so that way you could be, you're walking in your purpose-filled life. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
I love that. I love that. And there's comments in the chat about how Tammy is doing this very thing as well, right? So Tammy, your passion bleeds through in everything you speak. I know that, and I love that. How has that helped Exit, or how has that helped you build your brand, your business?
Well, I want to take that a step further of just even making a couple of points, especially at this time of year. People are looking for personal support. They're looking for a sense of purpose. They're looking for meaningful connections, and they're really looking for organizational values. And that's buyers and sellers, as well as potential agents and potential acquisitions. They want to know what that is. And so if you're still searching, meet with one leader a week, connect other people together that you think find a common ground and will help get more and better out of each other, because each thing they'll be turning out to be some aha moments for you that are pretty magical. And, share with others how far you're working on this, what you're working on. You have allies, appraisers, home inspectors, insurance companies, coaches, all those people that like, and trust, and they know, like, and trust you, that you can share what you're working on and what your intent is, and bounce it off those people that you really trust so that you can keep fine tuning it. And this is also a great opportunity to create an action plan so you can fine tune it into where it is. But there's nothing more rewarding than seeing a brokerage or an agent or a team or somebody that's been inquired find out really they're living their purpose, they're living their meaning, and they're doing so much more business than they ever did before, because we attract people when we're really being true to ourselves. We really do attract people, and when you help others, you actually live longer. Never mind anything else, you're actually healthier and you live longer. So it's really important for us to do that, and it's important for you to all have a couple of gifts. And so if you spend your time focused on where your strengths are, where are those places that you're a 7, 8, or a 9, because that's going to lead you to absolutely what your special purpose is. But where that lane is for you, I can get a 7 to a 9, I can get an 8 to a 10, but I can't get a 3 past a 4. And so if they're at a 3, that's not where their lane is, that not where their purpose is. And sometimes just turning them around and saying, have you thought of this? And then they come back, the most rewarding thing in the world is to have them really find what it is that they were supposed to be there for. If you don't have the creds for something that you're working towards, who does? Go have the conversations with those people. It's okay to do that. And I loved that personality profiles were brought up. You know, if you want to build a strong office that attracts people, you have to be comfortable enough to hire somebody that has strengths where you're weak. And you have to be comfortable enough in your own skin and check your ego at the door. That doesn't mean you're not still in charge, but we're all in our own lane. And the more you do that, everyone in the entire organization lifts up by being part of that. I have a lot of D in my personality, so I have to tone that down sometimes when I'm working with people that have a lot of S in their personality, because I don't want to run them over. It could sound like I'm making an order, and I think I'm making a suggestion, right? And I'm like, really? Like that. And so it's important to know that about yourself, but it's also important for me to share with people, look, if I walk through that door, and I say it to the people in my office, if I walk through that door on Monday morning and say, I want this, and this, and I've got to get this up online right now, and I walk right by them, it's okay to actually grab me and go, hey, Tim, my kids are fine. The weekend was great. And how are you? And they catch me and stop me in my tracks and make me realize, you know, that everybody's human. That human element is so important. But what it's done for us as a company is not only does it increase that per person productivity so that they're successful and they can financially take care of themselves, but they're attracting people, and they're attracting the right people because they're in their lane. And you know, you want to bring in those people that you want to hire them so that they want to stay. We don't want to create that revolving door in real estate. And the more true you are to yourself, and the more you know what it is you want, the more that's going to come to you, and it'll help you financially. It'll help you in every avenue. But personal growth is so rewarding. And the more you grow, people are going to follow you. If you stop growing, they're not going to follow you anymore. And that's another really important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I think it goes back to our earlier conversation about knowing yourself and knowing your people. And then you're able to make sure that and help them into that right sweet spot, that lane. So that's beautiful, Tammy. Thank you. Keely, what about you? What is, how has leading your business purposefully helped your business?
I think it goes hand in hand that you give and you will receive. And as long as you're not expecting something in return, it'll always come tenfold. And so that's one of the biggest things. But, it's also more so in my personal life. I go to bed without stress, that I knowing that I helped somebody today and not that I did it for myself. So I sleep so much better at night. like just all of that, and just my relationships, colleagues, friends, family, all of that. It's been so just extraordinary of just with how I've run my business. It definitely goes into that personal life a lot. And it goes hand in hand. We always say we're a realtor, but real estate is us as well, right? It goes hand in hand because we are all so purposeful. and just so passionate about what we do. I can go to bed and think and watch real estate all day, every day. My husband looks at me like I'm crazy, but he does the same thing with his engineering. He watches all these YouTube videos and I'm like, you just did this all day. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh yeah, he's very passionate about what he does. And same with me. And so I get it and I can see that. And it's helped me grow my relationships more than I could ever imagine. The people that I thought were just, on the end of being friends or just there and acquaintances more alike, those people have become really good friends of mine now and are my cheerleader. And just because they see how passionate I am, I see their life and everything, and it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Passion is definitely infectious, right? When you see somebody who's really passionate about what they're doing, it feels good. And it's like what we were talking about with attraction. Like I'm attracted to that. That's important. And the fact that you're sleeping at night because you're doing the right thing, that never hurts. A good night's sleep is underrated. So thank you, Keely. Sabrina, why don't you take us home? What has it done for you? I think we can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, so many things, but it's put me in rooms where I never thought I would be, and just the fact that, and it's put me in front of people that have lifted me up. And I think that's been the most rewarding. It is not, I think that as you in this business, your passion changed, your purpose kind of changes. And so when I first started, my real true passion was I'm going to go out and I'm going to help all these first time home buyers. I'm going to do this. I'm helping them. And then I thought, I'm just one person. And so then it's like, now I have to help all these agents, help all these people. And so it's like just a much bigger effect. And now it's just like, now I want to build these relationships so I can actually, pour in more into my agents. So the more people that I have the ability to talk to, the more people that I have the ability to help and like to learn something. Like today, Keely, like being on this call today, Keely, you are doing something that I am going to take. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm taking it for my first time home buyers. I'm going to go talk to my lender and they're going to participate in helping us get these people in these homes too.
I want everyone to take it, please.
Yes, I'm taking it. So for me, I think the enriching part is learning and growing from everybody that I'm surrounded by. So like I said, if you look at it as learning from everyone that you meet, no matter where they are in their career, like a lot of the newer agents, they come in and they teach me things that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't do that. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be on social media. I'm not going to do videos. I'm not going to, I'm not DMing people. What do you mean DM people? I'm picking up the phone calling them. I don't know about that DM stuff. But guess what? I'm DMing people and people are responding. I'm like, oh, okay, this works, right? So it's just having an open mind. It's really being in this business. I don't know. It's just rewarding. I feel like I'm a better person, right? A better person because I'm helping. I feel like I'm truly helping. I came from a background, I worked for a hospital. And guess what? I didn't feel like I was helping people there. I didn't feel like I was making a difference. Wow. And when I came into real estate, it was like, it made a difference. I was able to help my mom with my dad. When my mom got sick, I was able to take care of her. And so I felt like just being in this business and giving and doing what I do, it affords me the luxury, and I say it's a luxury, to really have that quality time with my friends and my family. If my husband says, you know what, I need some time with you, I'm able to schedule that. Whereas if I had a 9 to 5, I wouldn't be able to schedule that time. When my grandbabies come into town, I can spend time with them. And I'm surrounded by people that if I help them, they help me. And it's so, reciprocal. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain anything except that my life has been enriched by helping others, because when you help others, they in turn want to help you. And that's whether it's a conversation, somebody's shoulder to cry on. And like Kama said, this business, it's not easy. you know, and sometimes you need someone to talk to you, and you need to surround yourself with people that understand what you're going through and are vested in your success, just like you're vested in their success. It's not a competition. It really is about collaboration, because you never know when you're going to cross paths with that person again, and you know how you may need them as well as they may need you. So just the relationships have been my payment and reward for being in this business, in this industry. And you know, like I said, Kama is like, I met her through Women's Council. So, and it's giving me opportunities in leadership. And when you're in leadership, you're able to give back too. And I never realized that. And so there's just a lot of different doors, opportunities that have happened just by me doing what I love to do every day. And that's helping other people.
So good. Oh
So
my
beautiful.
goodness. So I think if I'm looking at all of the questions that we gathered during the pre-show, I feel like we've covered most of those questions. So I don't think we need to do a formal Q&A. There is one that, as you are kind of pulling together your final bits of wisdom, ladies, the idea of making your vision relatable to people who haven't yet met you. So if there is something around how to make your vision or mission relatable, does that come up for anybody? Tammy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's so important for you to share your stories, you know, and share yourself. But more important, when you're in front of somebody, if you do the homework about them beforehand, Google them, friend them on Facebook, connect with them on LinkedIn, so that you know as much about the person. Personalization will never fail. If you look at relationships, rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, the closer you get to a 10, the stronger that relationship is going to be, the more happiness, the more fulfillment, and the more successful that business transaction is going to be. But if you can look them up and personalize, you're going to find a way to be able to connect to what's a priority to them and share your mission and your vision with them, even maybe comparing it to what they have for a mission and a vision. And now you have a shared goal or a shared dream. And that really does make a difference. Know your market so that you do know where the priorities are for the people in your marketplace, so that there is every time there's an angle that you can make it relatable. Helping young girls and mentoring young girls, maybe it's a different conversation when you're having a conversation with a teacher than it is when you're having a conversation with a CEO of a company, but you can still get that mission across and have them want to be really part of that. People want to be part of something better. But honestly, the more that you can do homework on other people and the more you can personalize it and make it into a relatable story. People love to hear those success stories of the difference that it made in somebody else's world or in somebody else's life.
So good. Yeah, I see Katie Lance is here. Hey, Katie, one of our social media mavens in the community. And I love how you're reminding all of us, Tammy, and I'm sure Katie's like, yes. It's sharing our story online is very important, because that does help attract them, but also reading the stories they're sharing, right? I think I don't know exactly how Katie has said this in the past, so I'm just going to ad lib here. And it's like, people don't post things to be ignored on social media.
Very true.
Want you to engage with what they're posting. It's not a secret anymore. They want you to tell them that you saw it. So I think that's an excellent reminder in building that. Awesome.
And you have to, I think she's also said, and Katie, you'll forgive me if I'm getting this wrong. In order to be a good, you can be a good poster, but you also have to be a good friend and follower, right? Like, comment on people's. I think that's the gist of it, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
You have
Tammy.
to be genuine. You truly have to be genuine in your responses and what you're putting out there and what your mission is, and you know who you are, like who you truly are, like flaws and all, right? And so I'm working on that piece of it. I'm working on the flaws and all. I'm working on the video piece of it, because I always think, oh my gosh, that looks crazy, that sounds crazy. But guess what? It's me. It's exactly who I am. That's exactly how I sound. It's exactly how I look. And you know, people are drawn to you, your flaws and all. You have
People
to remember
love
that.
your authenticity. They love your authenticity. I know I do.
Yeah. So I think that we get caught up in wanting to be what other people think we should be. And it's not about that. It's about who you truly are. I had a agent came to our office, and she said, I came here because she was heavily recruited. They wanted her. All the offices wanted her. She says, I came to you because you are the only one that I've seen that, she goes, I believed in what you were doing. You were really trying to help first-time home buyers. You were really trying to serve the community that doesn't get a lot of attention. And that's where I wanted to be. That's what I resonated with. And so those are the type of people that I attract, because that's what I put out there. You attract what you put out. And so remember too, when you're on your social media, be positive. Yeah, you'll attract positive people. If you put drama out there, you'll attract drama people. There's people that love drama.
So you're saying to avoid Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, avoid Twitter. No. Yeah, avoid drama. Avoid drama because you'll attract drama. So I'm not saying that we don't have drama in our lives, but we don't have to put that out there. But put out what you want to attract.
Yes, I love that.
Be authentic.
Be authentic. Well, our time has come and our time is short. So let's do a rapid fire words of wisdom. Keely, let's start with you.
I think one thing that's really helped my business is Atomic Habits. It's a book. I have not finished the whole thing. And one of the habits I started was I take my dog on a walk. I put in my earbuds on low volume so I can still hear the cars around me. And I listen to Atomic Habits and just take one thing away. And I practice on it for a few days until I take my dog on another walk. That's just me and her. I take her on a lot of walks, but she's usually with friends. So I can't listen to books and stuff like that. But that's been really just, that's something that resonates. You can bring that into your purposeful business. Always. There's always these little things that you can do to gain traction. And so the Atomic Habits for me has been awesome. Just little bits here and there, and making realistic goals too. 2023 is coming up, and take a second and don't think that we have to be running with our heads cut off like we have been the last 2 years. It's okay to take some time for you and your family and your friends, and it's okay.
I love it. I love it. Kama, what about you?
Just remember that we're still real people living real lives. And as you are trying to figure out your purpose, if you don't know it, don't feel like you don't have a purpose, because I believe that everything and everyone has a purpose here on this earth. And find and surround yourself with people that will uplift you and not put you down or tear you down. And know that the people around you will help you discover your purpose.
I love that. I love that. Tammy, what final words of wisdom or resource?
Okay,
You have two.
One, there's a great book. It's called Go for Stupid. And it was written by Steve Sims. And it's literally just, don't be afraid of looking stupid, right? Go for stupid. Go for what it is that you really want and you're really passionate about. It'll help you to push yourself outside of your limits and other people. And I just wanted to share a quote that it was actually written by one of Martin Luther King's writers that was helping him at the time. And I just think that it really resonates, especially where we're talking about everybody's purpose. Do not ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that, because what the world needs right now is people who have come alive. That will attract your tribe.
Oh, beautiful, powerful. Yes, Sabrina. Let's bring us home.
I'm going to bring you home. Okay, I'm going to bring you home with the book. And I'm just going to say this. Eat the frog. Eat that frog. And it's Brian Tracy. And just because a lot of times we put things off, the big, hairy, scary things. So eat that frog. Do the big, hairy, scary things first, and then do the little stuff after that. So don't be afraid to step out on faith and follow your purpose.
Go for stupid. Titles.
I'm filled after this hour. So full.
I'm going to do a shameless plug for the Woman Up Academy course that I wrote called Empowering You. If you all have not taken that, please, we'll drop the link in here. It takes you through the whole process of defining your core values, getting to the core of what fires up your soul. It helps you define your purpose. It helps you put together how to bring that out into the world in your messaging. So if you've not done that and you're thinking where to start, it's a great place. And of course, I make it fun. I make the e-course fun. So take some time, if you've got some time over the holidays, to do some learning. It's a fun one. And of course, it supports the organization, which we're always grateful for.
As I also have a fun new resource, new podcast I just started listening to like Wednesday, and I'm already done with all 12 episodes because I was obsessed. And it's Meghan Markle's Archetypes. And if you love Woman Up, you will absolutely love this podcast. And she asked for, and like, I was just like obsessed with it. And she asked for, she does can you share your story? So to tie it all back, share your story with us. So you too could be on the Woman Up Friday show or the Woman Up stage. So that link is in the chat. We'll also put it again, but I love Meghan Markle and Archetypes. It's so good.
All right, now I've got something to listen to. Okay, so yes, we're 6 minutes past the hour. We are so grateful. Ladies, thank you so much for investing time in the community, for pouring into us. I know that we're all soaking it up. This is recorded, so for those of you who are thinking, gosh, I wish I could listen to this again, you can. But as soon as it's up, we will definitely let you know. Again, next week, no live show. The next show is Coffee and Conversations with Leslie on December 2nd. Yes, I said December. 12/2 at 2 p.m. We'll all be around listening to a fun conversation with Leslie and her guests. And make sure, if you haven't voted yet, you hop on over to the group. Let your voice be heard, because now is the time. We are going to close that poll so that we can finalize and get all of the content scheduled out for 2023. So last chance. Anything else, Sarah, before we go?
No, if you want to reach out to any of us, please feel free to click on those links and don't stop the conversation here. We are all available to chat. So
I love it. All right, everyone.
Thank you so much.
We're grateful for all of you.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Gratitude Week.